Don't look under the internet.
This is a very good cold open. I'm cold. Burr.
Casual.
Chili Willy in this open.
Good job.
Is that like cashmere, but casual?
Casual, yeah.
Casual.
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Um,
Work tomorrow. which is
welcome,
great.
everyone. We're
Welcome,
20
welcome.
seconds in. This is Don't Look Under the Internet, your aunt's favorite podcast that she tells her cats about.
We're now 27 seconds in.
That's Doug.
Hey.
That's Jason.
Hello.
Oh, wait, I had a thing and I ruined it. Fuck, hang
Yes.
on. Cut the
Do you want
tape.
me to go back?
No, here we go. Ready?
I did that.
Anyway, hi, it's me. My name is Mr. Bottom. First name Apple. That over there is that's Fur. Go ahead, say it. Say your name. Your fur.
Fur.
No, actually, your jeans. Sorry.
This is going so well.
I had an Apple Bottom's jean bit.
He's
I
like, I
ruined
have
it.
this bit. I'm not going to explain
Shut
it
up.
to
Okay,
anyone.
my name is Apple Bottom. Your name is Jeans.
Okay.
Your name is Boots.
Hi.
And with us today is Wither Fur.
God damn it.
There it is. I fucking ruined it.
Well, at least we're past that now.
No, it's me, Mike, that Doug, that Jason,
And
and we have super special guest of the century.
we have our second mic.
Second
Prime.
Mike Prime.
Mike Prime.
Clone of Mike.
Yes, better known
It's
as
Michael and Pikel.
Michael.
Oh, let's not do that. We'll just refer to me as Loey.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
better,
Loey.
better known as Undefined Graphics.
Yes.
Or Losif.
Or Losif.
Losif.
Or,
If you guys
or
have-
Low Boy.
If you guys have seen our YouTube
You're the only
channel,
one that does that.
I just made it up.
if you guys have ever seen the thumbnails on our YouTube channel, as well as a bunch of our graphics,
Our logo, pretty
the
much. in
giant
general.
logo behind us while we're recording, that is all thanks to Loey over here. So,
Yeah, he's the mastermind
Mike,
behind.
you got that button ready?
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you do.
Hang on, I gotta.
Wait, do we want to do this again? Remember what happened last time?
Yeah, but this is different.
Okay.
Another. This is different. They're
Well,
like.
we'll let it play and then we'll
Yeah,
decide
so-
what it sounded
Hang
Hang on,
like.
I gotta wipe off the button. It's been a minute.
Oh, that was crusty.
Ew.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Stop the noise.
Stop
Stop it.
Press the button again. No, don't press the button again. Jesus.
God
Never
damn it.
Never again.
That sounded like someone threw a ham at a wall, and then a bunch of like dogs attempted to bite at it.
Now the sun-
How the fuck?
Now the sun's gone again.
You've got your work cut out for you, friend.
I don't. Okay.
Oh, I
Is
clicked
that
the
what
wrong
that sounded
button.
like, Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it sounded more like someone jamming their fist in a tuba while someone farted into the
All
other
right.
end.
I think I got the gist.
More positively, it sounded like Koopa coins a little bit.
Oh.
Diluti.
Yes.
How many
Clap
noises
above your
can he
head.
make?
Housekeeping. Here we go.
Clap above your head. You're doing it good.
I am. So we have two patrons that we want to say
Yes, we do.
hello to. It's good Crispy Peebus.
Crispy
Don't know what else
Peebus
to
is
say other
here.
than Crispy Peebus. But,
Yes.
yeah, thank you very much, Crispy. Glad to see you in the patron. You were on the Discord a while ago, and that was super cool.
Yep.
And now you're giving us money. Man, how
One of
things go.
us.
I also want to thank the phoenix that rose from the ashes. The Dork the Clone is
Yes.
back.
Dork the Clone is back.
Glad to
Hello,
see you
Dork.
back, my guy. And I believe both of them gave the $10, if I'm not mistaken. So
I
I think
believe
Crispy's at
Peebus is
7.
Crispy's at 7.
Foundation
That's-
supporter.
That's so awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
That
Dork is
checks out.
10, and thank you very much.
Absolutely.
You guys are the staples of the Diluti economy.
the staples of the staples.
Yeah, and we couldn't do it without you. So I want you both to go up to the closest person to you, even if you don't know him. Just give him a good feel on the back of the knee, and be like, "That's from Jason." He
Please don't do that.
He lives at 1-3.
Nope. I mean, do that if you feel compelled, but
So Loey, it looks like you brought something strange here.
well, first off, we talked about you said undefined, yeah?
Undefined.
Cool. Let's go ahead and let Loey go into that a little bit.
So yeah, you guys have been good compadres for quite some time here.
We
I
try.
prefer
Uh,
Kimosabi.
Kimosabi. give me wasabi.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. Oh, is that better?
Yes.
It
Now I
was
can
too
hear you.
far. You guys have been my friends for quite some time here. But I've also been running Undefined Graphics for not as long, but I've been in the graphics field for quite some time. And pretty much I work with the music industry a little bit with more of the heavier side.
We had Dead Awake on at one point.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
That
gave
is
I
thanks
threw out
to-
Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan.
I know.
Unnecessary, totally unnecessary. But yeah, the around the Chicagoland area, I've worked with quite a few metal artists, or just all around artists in general. It doesn't have to be strictly to that, but yeah, just anything from logo design, artwork.
He's very fucking talented.
Yeah, any of that stuff, and just the past few years. Can I do a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
If Chevy is on here, Chevy Studios, a while back, got in contact with me and brought me on board with them.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
To
right.
do photography. And at the time I wasn't really sure. So, or not really sure, but like I was like, yeah, I do it, but I haven't like perfected that. That's not my thing really. And I asked another shout out real quick to Dark Trick Photography, Emily.
Yes.
I brought her up and I was like, hey, let's get her up and everything like that. And ever since, we've just been knocking it out of the park with some big national acts that have been coming through. Artists like the Browning, Enterprise Earth, Lorna Shore,
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Whitechapel, Carnifex.
I know these names.
You do.
we've and then some really heavy hitters in the Chicagoland area: Hive, Dead Awake, Tanzan, who's a really good DJ.
Capital
Those guys
Vices.
are awesome.
You
Man.
did
Capital Vices, yeah.
Capital Vices. There's some really great bands out there in the Chicagoland area, and
You said you said you don't do just metal, right? It's like every music,
Yeah,
Because
it's-
I know I've seen you take photos for famed oboist Heinz Hollinger, and that
I
was
like how
just
he's like
so good.
staring into his phone.
that was just very impressive that you're able to do that. I'm very I couldn't believe he got you. Like that's insane.
man, he was so oboe.
So oboe. I didn't know you could turn that into some sort of verb. But
I
here we
didn't
are.
know an oboist could solo oboe as well as he oboes his solos.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do that again, but 5 times faster.
I can never do that again.
I don't even think I remember the sentence you said.
Solo oboe his solo. Nope, already fucked it up.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
Yeah,
super
no.
happy that you got on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
and-
Thank you for
and,
being
Yeah.
here.
Awesome.
We,
Awesome.
You have quite the night ahead of you because we
We
have
do.
a bonus episode we're recording after this.
You know what's
And-
awesome?
And a cryptid.
and a cryptid.
Because I don't work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
Day
recorded.
jobs suck, people. Don't do them.
He took the entire day off tomorrow for us, and we are going to squeeze every
We're gonna-
last
we're
ounce
gonna
of him.
abuse
You do
that.
have a
Yeah.
day
We
job.
will be squeezing every last
Yes.
ounce of
Take
you.
the day off.
Speaking of ounces,
Yeah.
Let's
Wait,
take this.
I haven't done this in
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
Hang on,
do it.
hang on.
Do it at the right time.
Do
Yeah.
the thing.
I'm excited. I don't know what he's doing.
Do the thing.
What are you drinking? What are you thinking? There's a bottle here and it's empty. Yeah.
Not quite.
I've forgotten to do that the past like 4 episodes.
You have to make that more exciting, though. Okay.
I like the
in
simplicity.
person, it's
It's underwhelming.
it's a 7, and that 7's not high.
Well, I
but
keep- I
when you
keep-
hear it, it's better.
It's better. I keep asking him if he wants me to like write him a jingle, and he's like, "No, it's
I
just
think
me.
The
It's just
simplicity
me."
of it is what really
Yeah.
sells it.
So
Anyway,
what are we drinking?
How about we let Loey tell us?
Oh man, I tried making a funny earlier because I thought I was being clever. I'm like, man, that's a wheelie horse, and then I realized that's the actual name
Yes.
of the bourbon. Yeah, Kentucky straight bourbon,
And that's how good it is.
and that's how good it is.
That's how you know it's good.
It is Wheelie House. Let's see here, 50.5% volume, and it's also
We're not sponsored by them, so we don't have to go too into detail on them.
Yeah,
But
They're
it's
not- they're
batch number 2.
It is batch number 2.
It is
That's-
batch number 2.
It has number 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Go to
crazy, actually.
Kentucky, get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Wheelhouse.
So
It's
Or
fucking
Wheel-
delicious.
Wheel horse,
Wheel horse.
just so everyone's on
Yeah.
the same page.
Pretty
Wheel
cheap.
horse.
Pretty,
Wheelie horse.
We might have had some before.
I
hitting
prefer
record.
wheelie horse,
it's
but
pretty cheap, and for cheaper whiskey, pretty good.
It's fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
looks-
it's a $30 whiskey,
Mhm.
to be
Yeah.
fair. But Benny's always has shit on sale, and
Yeah.
it was like, hey, this is the 19th best whiskey of 2021. So I was like, fucking send it.
I just
yeah.
I just bought this stuff that was on sale at Benny's too the other day. Called Navigation.
Dick juice. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Close.
Dick Juice.
Very
But
close.
it's a bourbon.
Oh,
that
I
is-
almost grabbed that
Yeah,
actually.
in red wine barrels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was it like it was a nice little bottle?
Yeah, it was a
actually,
cool bottle. Yeah,
Was it
and
was it like almost like octagonal or something?
it was like, it kind of looked like a martini shaker.
Oh,
a
like
little
the
bit.
Sexton.
Yeah,
that we
okay.
had. Okay.
Yeah.
These
It was-
weird names. I keep thinking. I'm thinking
very
of
good.
was it? Wow, what's that weird whiskey? Woodcock. Yeah,
Oh, Woodcock.
Woodcock.
I fucking miss Woodcock.
Yeah. Oh, it's still a thing.
Well, I
Oh,
bought
I know.
it.
I
never had
haven't bought it in a
Woodcock.
while.
Well, back
But-
when Jason lived.
Also,
as-
hold on.
Oh,
I'm going
go
to put you on the spot there, Doug. You said this was like $20, $25, and you're now saying 30. What
Well,
is
he
it?
said
Well, no,
on sale.
it's 30, but it was on sale for $24.99.
Tax.
So it's like a
Yeah.
mid shelf teetering on the bottom shelf, but
Well, let's fucking stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Let's drink it. How about
yeah,
that?
let's do that.
How about that,
So
everybody?
here, Loey, take us away.
Oh, man. Here's to you. Here's to me. If we ever disagree, because I'm not going to let Barb fuck it up. I love you, sweetheart. Here's to me.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
And when you hear the clink drink, you did it. Yeah.
Clink, clink,
Okay, well,
clink, clink.
Delicious.
So delicious.
So this is whiskey, but part of me thought we should drink vodka tonight,
Oh,
and I think that would have
I
been more
wonder
topical.
where we're visiting again.
Our favorite place,
Once again,
kind of visiting Russia, in an essence.
we're hearing from them.
Yes.
That's for fucking
Uh,
sure.
The
hearing
name
from-
does not say Russia for any reason.
No,
but
Yeah, there's no honestly. If you read the title of what we're covering today, you'd think this is Japanese,
Kind of
Chinese,
is.
maybe Korean, and yes, it is. There's a lot of elements that go into this one, and unfortunately, a lot of those elements have been lost to the early days of the internet. So,
Yes.
without further ado, Mike, what are we doing today?
We're talking about a present that is sitting in front of my face here.
I mean, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
It's entirely fair.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Loey brought us a gift here.
Yes.
It's got a fucked up snowman on the front.
He brought us an offering.
So, before we get into our topic,
to
snow!
appease Orthon.
Russia!
Russia, snow.
Snow.
Ooh, it's
Yes.
all tying together.
Bird scooter.
We promise we'll go over exactly what we're talking
yes.
about in a second.
So, who wants to open?
Me.
Okay.
I
yeah.
should have made that more difficult to open.
Me, gimme.
You should have.
I should have.
Just put it in like a steel box that we have to like
Yeah.
drill through.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see
This
what's in this
picture,
fucking bad
this
boy.
Frosty as a
Wait, before
steel trap.
you, let me videotape you opening.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, that's
well,
a good idea.
okay.
Open.
Am I going now?
Open.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Jesus.
Eh. Open.
Green paper.
Just
It's green
It's
paper.
green paper.
Now it's something a little bit better than that. I feel a frame.
It's a picture.
Oh,
it's a penis. What is it?
I
Wait,
fucking like
wait,
that.
before-
Zip
oh.
zap.
What
You
is
wanna see
it?
it?
Yes.
You wanna
show
see
me.
it?
Yes.
It's not.
Oh, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. Look at that. Hey, we can
Oh
we can
my
put it up next to
God.
Sam.
Sam's,
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
beautiful.
we had
too.
Sam's
up.
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot she did
Yeah.
like a tentacle thing too.
Yeah.
Sam, I didn't steal your idea. I
Show me
I
one more time.
totally was like, just I know what they like too.
Yeah.
We're
no,
on the
it's
same
just-
wavelength
amazing.
or
It-
wavelength. There you go.
It's a tooth that
Thank you,
looks
Mike.
like its feet were cut off.
You're welcome.
Here,
You're
let me
welcome.
take a picture. I'll send it to the Discord. For
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you.
cut
send
off
that
the
shit to
feet
them.
of that poor tooth.
Yeah.
He did nothing to you, Michael.
Oh, he just wanted to go interdimensional.
To
I'm-
Tooth Town.
Yeah.
Well,
Bam.
that's very beautiful.
Boom.
That's going right
Bam.
on,
Well,
that's
there
going
you
right
go.
on the fridge.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Loey.
You're welcome.
You are
I love
you.
you guys.
You will always be one of our best friends. But we are also very happy that you're
Yes,
talented at art.
we love you
We do,
more
boys.
than words can describe.
I'm
Yes.
gonna end this video. Wave
I'm
bye
gonna-
to the camera.
Bye, camera.
Bye camera. Bye camera. Bye camera.
Thank you so much, Loey.
You're welcome, guys. Welcome. I absolutely love you. You guys get me through my day.
You get me through my day.
Wait, you know what that's fucking calling for again?
Mhm.
I forgot. Doug, I was going to send you this video and you sent me Zarbon porn.
Whoa! Wait,
It's just a big old dingus of fucking Zarbon
Let me
getting
see
jacked
this.
off by Daddario.
is he really? Let me see. God damn.
If you're in our Discord, you know.
God damn.
All right, well, so what topic are we doing today, Mike?
Junko Junsui.
Yes.
Junko
Junsui.
Junsui.
Sorry. I
Allergies are
didn't
back.
I didn't take my Allegro today. Wait, is that the allergy one?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't take
It's
a
right in the
Midol.
name.
I didn't take my Midol today, so I need to get on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a fun topic that which one of you was it you that brought this one to attention, Jason?
Yeah, so I found this when I was browsing through r/ARGs, as I do on my whenever I'm not doing shit. And somebody was asking a bunch of questions, basically wondering if somebody could fit the mold for a description they gave about this ARG that had to do with a lot of different continents/countries. And then I went over a bunch of the details of it, and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. And somebody put in the bottom of it, like, oh yeah, this is called Junko Junsui, and it's an older ARG, and like I said, pretty much all of the information about this one has been lost to the archives of the internet, aka they were not archived. So they're
literally just dust in the fucking wind now.
It's honestly
Yeah, you can't find much of anything.
No.
You can go on YouTube. Like, there's a video from this channel called Inside of Mine that we all kind of watched.
that's a
and
very good one.
It's a good half-hour video that covers the good basis. So if you want to get more information on this, that's probably one of your best bets, in my opinion. Sit down, watch this 30-minute video. You're going to get a lot of information out of it that gives you a pretty good aspect of what the hell this thing was.
Yeah.
You can
so
look
stop
more.
listening now.
Yeah,
to
and go
us.
give them the listens.
Hey, once again, so Zane, you've kind of started something here, and again, just for you.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, and I was listening.
Hey,
There's
hold on. He was
Can I
talking.
finish my thought?
Tumbleweed. All right.
So Zane, like you had said before, this is honestly between half hour and an hour, like deep dive. If you just want to go watch one of the overview videos, because there's really no content to really ingest directly from this ARG. It's all people's collections of information or tidbits they've picked up
old
along the way.
screenshots and stuff.
Yeah, it's all stuff like that.
There is a other podcast I was listening to that covered it relatively decently too. Was the Red Web.
I did listen to theirs on this.
They had
yeah.
a pretty solid episode on it as well. It's only like 40 minutes long, so they're pretty. This isn't something that's.
I
big.
wish they'd gone a bit deeper.
I mean, we're not going to go that deep. I feel so.
I feel like we're gonna go a little bit deeper than they are.
But did they start it like when it was more active?
No, this is last
No,
year.
yeah, it was
Okay.
about a year ago.
Yeah.
This hasn't been active since like
2014.
and even then, it's like barely.
Yeah.
Man.
But
So,
where do we start, boys?
well, I think we're gonna go ahead and start on a little social media platform
Yeah, so
Bebo.
called Bookface. Yes, Bebo, the fucking social media platform.
Zanga.
so I was gonna say,
Like you
so
gotta have like that rush speed
fade
song.
in, exterior, MySpace.
Perfect.
No, so actually, this whole thing begins with a simple Facebook request. So this Facebook request came through to, I want to say, hundreds of thousands of people, pretty much.
It was a fuckload of people.
And this was on June 17th of 2009. Now, when people got this request, it was from a Junko Junsui. But people came to find out that it was actually run by a woman named Vera.
yes.
And she, if you gave her the time of day, would let you know that her sister was in fact missing. And this is where our story truly begins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this Vera is, if you could describe what she looks like, just like a tall blonde kind of.
Yeah, in the
Dark haired, actually, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which one am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh.
no, so the Facebook account that would send the requests out did feature it's a taller blonde woman.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
and
talking
the-
about the Facebook picture
Yeah,
that
yeah,
she
yeah,
used?
that's
Yeah.
She does.
We will definitely get
yes,
there.
we're gonna.
No, I'm just giving a description.
No, yeah.
You know, just
We're-
a tall blonde woman.
We know more
essentially.
than you guys
There
right
are
now. So
multiple
there's
women.
Yes,
here.
sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, we know a bit more than you guys do right now, so it's going to be difficult for us to differentiate. But the very first image that people see of anything about Junko Junsui is this blonde woman's Facebook page
Yeah.
under the name of Junko Junsui, who's been Facebook friending people, requesting them, and starting to talk to them.
in very weird English. Like it went through like a translator.
It's like they're
or
bad at
something.
English almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from this Facebook profile that people start interacting with, we actually start getting links to a video that lead you to a website of a Chinese, Japanese company.
Yeah, she sends them out, doesn't she?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, it links to a genetic enhancement company by the name of Nippon Shin Isai, and
I'm happy that you were in charge of saying that.
Well,
because-
Nippon
beautiful.
is the name for Japan. It's like Japan Health Society or something like
yeah,
that.
exactly. It's something like
Huh.
that. So
Basically,
basically,
you would know that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and Japanese people call Japan Nippon. They don't call it Japan.
Oh,
Fun fact.
You've been to Japan before, haven't you? No, I've been to Okinawa, not Japan. I literally went to the airport.
Gotcha.
Yes, you can't
Never mind
count
then.
that. That
I
does
can't.
not check the box.
you just like brushed it. You were like, bing.
I was like, hey, Japan. Bye, Japan.
Either way, you're closer than we have been, and
Yes,
I am
yeah.
still very jealous.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Everyone go. It's awesome.
So long story short, this company basically, when you go to the website that you get this link to, they kind of talk about like the future of human genetics and how they can basically take genes and create perfect humans in a very lack of sense.
Good
Like,
old fashioned gene splicing.
They're
Yeah.
CRISPR, is what you're saying.
so
Yeah.
They're CRISPR.
Christopher Glovin, famed actor.
No, Crispin.
My favorite part of
Glover. God damn it.
my favorite part of the fridge. So
I feel like that's like the baking soda name. You keep so all your stuff stays fresh. Some people do that.
yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
I mean,
I've seen that in more places than I'd like to admit. Anyways, so getting back on track, they have a video containing a modified human, and her name is Junko. So basically,
Wait, I thought the Facebook account was Junko.
it is. And now we
will
are
get to
hitting,
why.
just so everyone is aware, we are hitting weird timelines right now.
Mm-hmm.
From the time that we get a Facebook post from Vera, we're actually, like, I want to say 80% of the way into the story, but from her giving us this link, we are now starting at square one, if that makes
Right.
sense.
So what you're saying is there's a ton of information still yet to be found. This is just the rabbit hole.
Oh yes, this is where we as the player
Mm-hmm.
now get to deep dive into the world that is whatever this is so far.
Honestly, we, after going through the whole thing, are still not fucking sure.
I
Yeah.
have my opinions on this.
I think we all do.
Yeah. So
But they're secret.
unless she sends you a friend request, then it's not a secret.
I like how we both just went to the quiet talk.
You
Um,
have to.
So yeah, we go to this website and we get this video, and it contains, the video is what I'm talking about. The video contains a woman just kind of like sitting around outside and like dipping her hand in the water and like walking around some flowers, but over the video we get a bunch of like a dub over essentially of what this company does. Now I don't have the complete, specifics of what this video says, but in a sense, they basically are telling you what we kind of laid out in the beginning, how they modify humans, how they have these, all these special qualities, how they're making like basically perfect females. And
Yeah,
we
do you want
kind
to just give you like a sample of like what was messaged to people
I
when
think
this happens?
I think that would be
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So it was not always the same, but kind of the gist of what was sent out by this account under the name of Junko Junsui was: we do not know one another, not yet. I feel people's ability to share and communicate. It is my effort to allocate my labor towards such people. I have talent that is empathy. Please forgive me for being general. There are reasons. I am in some danger if I do not obscure all articulations or if I reveal too quickly. Justice is systematic and quickly here. Please be my friend. More revealing will take place soon.
So
That's
the
Facebook
message from
That's not
Facebook.
from the video. The video talks about
right, that's
how,
what I said.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
the
this-
Facebook request message.
we were talking.
Okay.
Oh, I thought
well, I
we
was
were
talking
in
about the video, but either way.
No, yeah,
Yes.
I figured I'd share this before we got too far
okay.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so and it was all so the one thing that's always constant with this Facebook request is the signature. And it's always signed Blessed be Junko.
Yes.
Also,
Which if anyone has seen Handmaid's Tale.
I-
Ooh. Ooh.
I've not actually.
if you guys didn't know, this also kind of like as she's writing this or as she's like putting this out there, it's kind of you don't really realize you kind of realize but you actually realize that English is not her best language.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a fan-fucking-tastic point. Yes.
Yeah.
So we kind of gain the fact that, and you can see it if you're looking at this message, you know that they don't speak English. There's no way. This is a translator for fucking sure.
Mhm.
Just because, or it's very broken English. Things there just don't line up, don't make sense. So you kind of can, you can understand this person. Their native language is something other than English, which is important for later.
Yeah. But like, I guess you get this string of like messages from this person until you finally get this link that gets you to
To the video.
the video that we
Yeah.
were talking about. And the,
Sorry to backtrack a bit.
Yeah,
But I figured I'd give these people, these fantastic people, a little bit of clarity when it comes to what the actual rabbit hole
Yeah.
for this whole thing might look like.
Yeah, and like the videos, like Doug said, are just of like a woman and like kind of in like a little pond, dipping her hands in, and like
Yeah.
like
It's
in,
like a
little-
Cialis commercial.
It
if
kind
I'm
of
being
is, yeah.
honest.
She's like laying in this like bed of what looks like grass and flowers. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a model posing for photography, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
like over it, you get this where they're talking about how they're genetically altering these women to be like superior because they're trying to bring back the Junsui.
Yeah, and that's perfect that you mentioned that is because this is actually where we first hear the term Junsui, and we actually kind of get a better understanding of what that term means.
Yes.
Which, for those of you who don't know, the Junsui are a genetically modified female who possess 3 X chromosomes as opposed to the normal 2 that females have. Many strong females from history are actually supposedly linked to this term,
Yeah,
as
it's like
they have like extreme beauty and charm.
Yeah, they're like a branch off of humanity, kind of.
Yeah, more or less. So just for everybody's information, this whole experience is based heavily in history.
Yeah, I guess the Junsui are like a mythological thing where it's based off something real.
Yes, so
I guess.
they are, and it's referenced in like the messages that you're going to get from people who are part of the Junsui, and they are self-proclaimed, not self-proclaimed. They are Circassians, which is a lot of people don't know what that means, and you're going to see this word a lot in a lot of different history books, especially when pertaining to like Nazi Germany, because Hitler's like mystic division, they researched the Circassians as a possible starting point for where the Aryans came from.
But
And-
he's a damn fool. He should have been looking
I
at
can't
the
wait to cover
stars.
Nazi warlocks.
Oh, same. Well,
Oh,
this is
whoa.
this
We
is
will do
very
that.
close to this.
Oh,
So
the
Oh
Nazi-
no, I know.
This
The
is
Nazi
so
occult,
close.
the Nazi occult, and like the stuff they tried doing with like aliens and their hovercrafts.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
much.
God.
They did
Fucking
so much.
so
Batshit
much.
insane. So much meth.
So unfortunately,
God, you're right.
unfortunately,
All right, I got
this
us
is
off
not-
topic. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So this version of Circassians, which is not, we're not going to refer to them as like the birthplace of the Aryan people. This is actually where the word Caucasian comes from, because it's from a region called I think it's Caucasus or
Caucasus.
The Caucasus Mountains.
so. Yeah, it's I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's a region that gives meaning to the word Caucasian, and the reason it gives meaning to that is because this is it's an ethnic group that is it's incredibly fucking white. Like, again, Hitler thought this is where the Aryans came from. You can find these people steeped in the mythology of like Lemuria. You can see this all over Hyperborean text when it comes to Cthulhu.
We
Like,
saw
it's-
how Lemuria turned out.
Yes, exactly. But no, so this is
Not well.
according to history.
Second place.
The ethnic group known as the Circassians come from the North Caucasus region and the northeast shore of the Black Sea. It's an area in the southwest of Russia. They're predominantly Sunni Muslim, and the majority of the Circassians were forced to flee their homeland in 1864 and have never been able to return. And that's kind of just a very basic intro to who they are. There's so much more about them, but I don't have the time nor the means to tell you all about that today.
What happened in 1864?
Do you want me to tell you what happened in 1864?
Just the one sentence says it all.
A tragedy began in 1817 when Tsarist Russia invaded the Caucasus. And that's all I'm going to leave you with on that one. Deep dive that yourselves.
Yeah.
Worst
Again,
landlords ever.
the slogan of Diluti. Diluti podcast.
You fucking figure it out.
You fucking figure it out.
But no, yeah. So this story deals with the Circassians, heavily relies on the history of them. So just to know where they are, where they came from, what they are, who they are, is very important.
Yeah, that is definitely a stepping stone into this whole damn story. And honestly, the more like when you go through this story, once you're done with everything and you go back and then look up all this shit, it actually makes so much more sense towards the end, which is great. So highly recommend doing a little bit of extra research once you're done kind of getting the gist of what this all is, especially if you're listening to us and you're just taking us for our word. We're a bunch of stupid heads.
We are often wrong.
Yeah.
So
Very much.
I put myself in a weird position.
You
haven't
sure
I?
have.
Don't do photography with weird women in the woods, and I am a stupid head. You know what?
Yeah,
I'll
sorry,
wear it.
Mike.
I will wear it. I will
Words
wear
to
it.
live
Lumping you.
by.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so we described the
So this is
I'm sorry, how's it pronounced?
Circassians.
The Circassians.
Yeah.
And the Junsui kind of is a myth that comes from that kind of, correct?
It's a sect. So all Junsui are Circassians. Not all Circassians are Junsui.
It's like all squares.
That makes
or-
sense.
All rectangles are squares.
And
all
it's
squares are
Exactly.
rectangles.
predominantly females.
Yes.
It's like, well, only females.
It's a feminist
Yeah.
like movement.
Gotcha.
Which-
yeah, and it's not even a movement, it's a genetic.
And the
Right.
the Junsui are supposed to
It's
be like these
eugenics.
attractive, super intelligent, super
Prostitutes,
strong
yes.
women, right?
I heard prostitute and strong, and now I'm
Yeah.
confused.
I
But
mean,
but no, they
it's
come
strong
from a line.
women, but
they come from they come from a line of women who were prostitutes, but only for basically they sought to manipulate men
The Junsui.
because they were so
Ah,
beautiful, they
okay.
were smart, they were like they
Yeah.
had everything going for them, and they understood that like sex is a weapon.
Well, I
And you
just
can
meant
use
in
this.
general.
You know what?
they're-
Actually,
yeah.
this is a great segue into the next point of this whole thing.
Fuck yeah, take us
so
there.
basically, what happens with this this company is they start what is called the Junsui project, and this project is a basically an experiment with this said bloodline. So the only problem that they actually come across while experimenting with the genes and the blood of these people is that they can't get pregnant.
The Junsui.
They cannot get
so
pregnant.
they figure out a way to like do this to where they can't get pregnant anymore.
So basically, well, what they want to do is they want to grow people.
Yep.
They want to make people with this bloodline because they cannot carry on their own bloodline.
Please.
And it's kind of crazy
And
to
so-
think about, right?
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I
Are
just
you?
thought I actually am.
No, it's fine. I
Uh,
actually was at a stopping point.
I just thought of something that that the website that was shared by
Vera,
Vera. Well, at this point we know her as Junko, but
fair.
we will know her as Vera very soon. The website that she shared, what was it called? Nippon. Fuck.
It was
Nippon Shinsei.
yep.
Yeah. So that one of the things they talk about doing is basically guaranteeing the most like genetically superior alleles.
Yeah, they're very open about it. They don't.
Oh,
hide
yeah.
it.
It's literally just eugenics. It's fucking gene picking. Like you pick which genes you want to go forward and you say fuck everybody else, which is not a good concept. But when doing it like gene per gene, and you can use this scientifically, especially when advocating for a very, very scientifically advanced company such as Nippon Shinsei, who is apparently making genetically superior humans, you can advertise eugenics in such a way that it seems good.
Well, you know what?
Welcome to
There's
American politics.
There's
Exactly.
a big fucking problem, and what you just said is like the magnet that pulled them pesky Russians
See,
right into the scene.
Absolutely.
See, you're going metallic here, but what I was going to originally say here is the way you say it, like with like picking and how they're trying to make this perfect or not. I don't know what they're trying to do here with.
They're basically
whole
trying to
bu-
make super soldiers.
Right. Well, okay. So for that, it makes it seem more like as weird. It's not going that direction, but like plant, like kind of like we're gonna grow and pick.
Yes, it's
and
like
we're gonna-
it's exactly like growing different plants with like the most superior genes.
You're
and
sick, Russia. You're
Yeah.
sick.
Well, we're not at Russia yet, but we will
getting
get
there.
there because
We are
and here's
literally
why.
one stone's throw away
Here's,
from Russia.
here's how we're gonna get there. Yes.
Okay.
So a mysterious company buys out this Japanese company.
Nippon
Nippon.
Shinsei.
Yes. And we don't really figure out who they are.
We don't. Well, eventually we do.
Eventually we do.
But at first, no, we have no.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Ripsaw. I've been wandering around in here for weeks. And I don't really know how to explain most of the things that or exactly what I'm looking at right now. There's like this huge building. And there's these big doors and there's these guys that are coming in and out of it. And I don't know. It looks like this place is pretty heavily guarded, but I don't know what to do right now except for try to sneak in behind one of these guys because I can't stay out here for very long. I'm getting real fucking tired of all the sand and shit. So, I don't know. I guess that's what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going in. So, this may actually be really the last time you hear from me. Because I don't fucking know what's going to happen. So, wish me luck, I guess. Alright. Later.
So afterwards, a mystery video was posted, and within that video, you see this woman. And yeah, and I mean, you would hope for the best, but it's kind of like it brings a very like Ring vibe to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly, whenever I see video on any ARG, I never have hope for the person that is
Yeah,
starred
it's-
in said video.
it's just some like I guess naked woman.
Yeah, it's cold. It's not a there's no happiness whatsoever. This woman, honestly, I was very focused on her neck, and it seemed like she was very heavy breathing at times too.
Yeah, she does not look comfortable.
She's
at
got those
fucking all.
dead eyes too.
Yes.
Like
So,
Yeah,
America's Next Top Model gone cold is
yes.
the best way to put that.
This
I
is
guess.
just Russia's next top
Right.
model.
But it's
Oh.
like the weird shit you get on like the video.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
it's,
bunch of weird shit.
So as you're watching the video, there's some links or coding that's like popping up, and it kind of entails to who the next owner of the company was.
Yes. So basically, what happens when these videos get played, you're gonna see. So the first time you see these videos, you're gonna see it's not the woman in the white room. It's like they got this blue tint. It almost looks like it's
It looks like a puddle of mud
Yeah.
music
It
video.
really, yes. I was gonna say it looks like a professional music video.
It looks like what's that song where it's like, "Honey, why you calling me?"
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It looks
Hinder?
like,
It's
it looks like some
terrible.
shit from Hinder,
It's
where
terrible,
she's just
yeah.
like very upset. And
How did they get
everyone's
popular
upset.
off a cheating song? It's terrible.
Who knows? But so yeah. So what Mike is saying, sorry, what Loey is saying, not to confuse how many mics we have on the podcast
There
right
are
now.
two, but only one. Low.
Exactly. So basically, this video shows up, and you can watch it.
So when you are watching this video, it's giving you coding and obviously the these kind of coordinates. And the coordinates are actually inlining together if you were to put them together. One's going from like Russia and one's going from Australia, and I forgot what the other one was. But
Yeah.
if you were to put them together, you pretty much would have a solid straight line.
So straight through like the center, I guess any point is the center of the
Yeah.
earth.
You are tearing the earth in half.
Yeah.
You can make infinite points on a sphere
Yes,
just-
you can.
rotating the sphere.
Yes.
Fair enough. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Mike.
no, that's all
Or
right. So
Loey.
you're putting in the coordinates, and you're getting that straight line, and
and that's the first time you watch these videos.
Yeah,
right?
so it's not really giving you too much information off of that. So
Yeah,
when you're going,
It's just like a lady. that
Yeah,
she
yeah.
seems like she's in like pain
Again,
or something. and then
America's
you're just
worst
getting all
top
this
model.
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, so
Yeah.
this video shows this somebody in a prison or like
No,
some.
I want to say you don't see
I
the
don't-
background, right?
I
It's
don't
just a
know-
lady. Like it kind of looks like she's
nude.
she's
And
nude and she looks upset, and then you're getting these coordinates.
there's a lot of glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So after you're getting all this and everything, if viewers were to actually go back and rewatch a video just to kind of like, hey, I didn't get that. Let me
Yeah.
write that back down and everything. They would actually get a new link that would provide them.
Shit. Yeah.
to-
So you
yes.
can't see the same video after you're done watching it.
No, one-time use, and
Fuck.
then the rest is all. Yeah.
So So what do you see when you
better
try to
write-
watch it again? Then
You're actually being provided a new link to a Google page, and this Google page
Oh.
is not what it seems.
I mean, it's from what I'm looking at right now, it does not look very obvious as to what you're supposed to do with this information.
Well, I mean, from what we're looking, it looks like Avatar a little bit, but it's not Avatar.
well, no, the foreground, it looks like the command prompt on a PC.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's coding. and you
Yes,
can't
yeah.
really tell what it is.
If you are keen on what you're looking at, that kind of for programming and stuff
Yeah.
like that, that's definitely what you're looking at.
You definitely get what looks like coding, and then if you just glance at the coding and you look a little deeper, you see a couple words that stick out, but the main two are the and enemy. Guess what happens if you try to click on that?
You die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Close.
you die.
Yeah, something like that. Something
No,
like that.
you get opened up to Google. Or
Yes.
at least what you think is Google.
But then it does a kickflip, and it turns into dark Google.
Yeah,
I really enjoy
If
that
you-
term.
Yeah.
if you
does a quick kickflip.
if you in this Google that pops up, this Google page, if you type in the words the enemy, it does said kickflip,
Yeah,
and then you're in just
anti-Google
You're
or
in-
some shit.
It is taking you to a world
Call-
of deep dive.
of Alpha Centaur.
Alpha Center.
Alpha Center.
Yes.
Um,
What is Alpha Center, Mike?
What isn't it?
It's not corn. It's not butter.
Alpha Centaur takes us back to like some Lake City Quiet Pills shit.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of like a paramilitary place. It's pretty much like, oh yeah, we provide guys with combat experience, and if you want to join us, you can apply, and you actually could.
To put it
Apply.
bluntly, it's a Russian security firm.
Yeah, it's a Russian security.
It's a
firm.
real thing.
It's
and
Russian paramilitary.
You could.
Like,
It's technically not real, and I'll go over it at the end. But
Spoilers.
well, I mean, this part of it is
this
real.
part's.
But it's Russian security, but you can apply for it. There's a little like help wanted section.
To give
that
you an
can apply
idea,
for.
The website that you're going to for this ends in the words .ru.
Yeah.
It's alpha. I think it's like alphacenter.ru or something like that.
The way that it's spelled is interesting too, because
Well,
it's
it's
not
Russian.
it's not Alpha Center.
It's Russian.
It's Alpha, like the way we know it, ALPHA. But then Center is TSENTER.
Yep.
So when you type in Alpha Center into the fake Google, it leads to this footage of a woman in this like.
No,
White-
it's
it's-
just Google.
So
It's
hold
just
on, wait,
Google.
is it?
It
Wait,
is just Google. You're right.
so when you're getting into that, is it a new woman though, or is it that woman from prior?
It's the woman from prior.
Okay.
The ones in the videos that we just seen. So if you go back to those videos that give you that error code that says the enemy in it, if you click on the enemy again, you get that Google site. Do it for me, boys. Google site. That
dum.
if you type in now instead of type in the enemy, you type in Alpha Center, you get these videos of this woman in this white room. It's like a 4x4 room or something. It's very small.
Yeah, it's fucking
Um,
tiny.
And it's like you get
Like think of like a sane asylum room with
Yeah,
the padding.
you
Like
get-
that's what you get.
like one 15-minute video of her a day.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a live stream where you can go in at a certain time and you'll miss stuff previously if you don't come in at the proper time. Very fucking weird. But this woman, we find out her name is Rhea, and she is a living Junsui taken by this Alpha Centaur company.
It's weird that the timing of all of this is very fucking strange.
It's very strange, and I was actually just going to say that because
I know you were. I saw the excited look on your
oh
face.
god, so we can assume that this is the missing sister from the original Facebook messages that we were seeing from Vera.
Yep.
Not only are we seeing this footage now, but it's going to lead us into a topic that we're not even going to talk about yet, which, god damn it, the timing on this whole thing is fucking crazy. It's very well done, actually, now that I think about it.
For how quickly the lifespan of this thing lasted, it's done incredibly well.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird, actually. And actually, this is probably this part of the actual story is probably 2 to 3 months into it, which is basically the lifespan of this whole fucking thing. And this is where we actually get a super fucking pivotal thing that happens in the story, which is what is called Alpha Archive.
Yes. This is where the whole story gets flipped on its fucking head.
Yeah.
Mike, you have a bunch of details on Alpha Archive, right?
Not on the archive itself, but something that came from it.
Okay, so real quick, so everybody listening, basically Alpha Archive is an app that just basically appeared on the App Store for iPhones.
Yep.
I don't know if there was ever a Google Play app
not to my knowledge,
but basically, what's that?
I didn't read anything about their having an Android version.
Yeah, I just saw that it had the
Fucking
Apple one.
racist.
I think it was also for people that, as they were diving deeper and deeper into this, were given to them because they actually lost. There was a lot of people that got scared.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
People were legit worried.
That's actually this is a very good time to bring that up because
So the Alpha Archive is kind of like the last bit of information we get from this that it's the key to the puzzle. It gives us more and more information. It seems like.
Yeah, so real quick, what you were gonna say about
people being terrified of this whole thing. Yeah, so if anybody listening has ever heard of Junko Junsui, the first thing you know about it is that it is the most controversial internet phenomenon that has happened in this kind of context, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The biggest one being is people who were actively trying to get to the bottom of this and solve it were heavily fucking doxxed. And that's not something you normally see in an ARG. ARGs usually they want you to solve it. They want you to talk about it. They want you to have a safe space where you and your friends can go talk about this shit.
Well, sorry, I don't mean to cut
go
you
ahead,
off.
please.
One of the information, or one of the things that turned a lot of people away was the app itself, or someone was actually being able to get their information and to spill it. Where you live, who you were. If you were investigating this, they knew who you were. They knew who you were.
Yes, no, and it's
yeah.
This Junko Junsui is fucking infamous for basically blurring the lines between reality and fiction, and it does a fantastic job with it, especially because it's not adhering to those normal rules of you're not allowed to dox the participants, you're not allowed to silence people, you're not allowed to do this, do that, whatever.
Yeah.
This one did all of that. You were punished if you actively worked on this. And this is one of the more controversial points of it, because this is about the area where people are supposed to do things to help gain answers. And a lot of the things that they thought they had to do were fucking very illegal. They were not allowed by most laws around the world.
So I don't want to get too deep into this whole thing right now, because I have a bunch of good stuff.
Take us out
for after that. But basically, we get I think Mike has a good amount of information on Alpha Archive, but to just sum it up, it basically it was an app that made you seem like you were hacking into a bunch of Russian documents, but it basically helped you explore and navigate the game a little bit better than you could have before, and this is where we're introduced into all of the journals from Rhea.
Yes.
And there's like hundreds of pages.
You could spend fucking days looking through this shit. There's so much.
Mike, you have a little bit more on this, right?
Yeah, so like I was saying before, when it comes to the Alpha Archives app, the whole ARG itself kind of goes, I wouldn't say quiet, but there's no leads up until this app comes out.
When did this app come out?
2014, if I believe. So it goes from 2009 to 2014, and there's
5 years.
silence.
Yeah,
from
it's
there.
still kind of relevant.
And this one is pronounced, it's spelled the Russian way, Alpha, ALFA.
Yeah.
So
Topical.
yeah, right. And I know we've talked about it before, but my notes have a brief description of the app as well, so I'm gonna fucking go over it again.
It could not hurt to remind
Yes,
the people.
so the Alpha Archive app, it was released in the Apple App Store. It basically helped continue the story. It's like the final piece you need to wrap everything together. There was at one point a quote-unquote hacker who got into the app and was releasing information on these like Russian military servers, and it was basically just dumping information onto the app's users.
Okay.
Would you say it dumped into them?
It dumped into them, dog.
Alpha Center's dumping into the people.
This is
now.
when people got a little. So for a while now, people have been a little like cautious about this story because a lot of your information could be given away. Some people were semi-doxed to where it used like their first and last names, but no more information.
We are
that
not
was
going
used.
to include those. I've seen those documents, and
Well,
that's a big no-no.
the creator himself said that he didn't use anything that wasn't already on social media and available
Yeah.
to people. So
Correct.
it wasn't as much doxing as much as just people weren't expecting their actual names to be used, which I get. But this is when people got like super cautious because the app would ask you for permission to use your camera and your phone's microphone.
Which is like every fucking app you ever download.
Yeah,
now.
right.
Yeah.
But now we're doing it on this weird Russian.
We're tied to
Yeah.
a Russian paramilitary organization,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden people don't want to use. I don't want to accept.
Yeah, this hacker also started asking people for money for more information to be released. Which, what is this, a GoFundMe?
I mean, you go deeper down
Go
that
hack
rabbit
me.
hole. You
Speaking
gotta
of,
spare
if
no
you-
expense.
If you go to LudiPod on Patreon, you
So-
can.
If you give us $2 more, you'll get the rest of the episode. Actually,
it even got to the point where users were asked to download a Chrome extension onto their
Yeah.
web browsers
Yep.
called the Alpha Cipher.
Yep.
And this cipher would help you find more information, help decode certain information. It would provide access to like a dark net of like these like phantom pages and websites. It would also give you access to these videos that would just
Videos and files.
just randomly start playing.
Yep.
And through this extension, like you could be on like Facebook and then a video would just pop up and then here's more content from this ARG.
So are these like more videos of naked ladies
it's
and
random
depressing?
It's
rape?
random fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
that, and
but-
also
Fun fact, I'm going to interrupt you because this
I
is
know.
awesome. The Chrome extension was actually helped, like the development was actually helped by WikiLeaks. Edward Snowden had his hands in this himself.
Wow.
Holy fuck! Really?
He helped with advice on how to make this extension and how to make it function proper.
Edward Snowden has his name tied to Junko Junsui.
And this
Wow.
portion of it, but that's kind of what we get out of the
Jesus.
the Alpha Cipher and the Alpha Archives application
Yeah.
itself.
I mean, this is going to come back up a little bit later.
It is because again, this basically was the last thing that gave you just a dump of information on the rest of the plot. So
yeah, this
Thanks to
this
this-
literally shedded the whole story on everyone. It gave
yeah.
everyone an idea of like what the fuck happened.
it also scared a lot of people because they thought they were actually hacking the Russian
Yeah.
KGB website.
Well, it was funny because if you like look at the reviews of the actual
got, like,
app,
one star
it's a bunch of one stars.
stars.
Like,
don't do this.
Don't do this.
like don't download.
I gotta go
like,
fix my phone.
Yeah,
Apple. Yeah.
I'm resetting my
You
whole entire
imagine
phone.
imagine being somebody that like has no like just the bare minimum of getting it this far, and then it's
grandma.
like, oh my god, what did I do?
have I done?
I recently have broken into the Pentagon, or AKA Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My grandma's out here downloading this app, like, communists.
Rasputin is coming to kill me.
Go to your grandma's house and you're like, why is the Alpha fucking archive app on your phone, woman?
And
Like,
she's like, it goes so much deeper than you know.
That'd be amazing.
but so it's really funny how this whole thing kind of panned out. Like,
Yes.
for it being like a couple months thing, and then to just like resurface.
Only a couple months.
It was only a couple months.
It's a couple months.
And it resurfaced 5 fucking years after, like, it was done. Almost 5 years.
And
It was
it's not even that old either.
2014
wow.
was the last we heard something from it. So, you know.
I mean, realistically, yeah, it's not old, but it is old in the terms of like what ARGs are and have become.
But to be fair, 2016 was 8 years ago.
So, what kind of information did we get
That's
on
No,
not
this?
long.
six
That's
years
not
ago.
long.
2009 though was
that was fucking
12 years ago.
Yeah, it was 12.
13 years ago.
What,
over a decade.
what kind of information did we get from this giant info dump?
from the Alpha Archive.
Yes.
Well,
The app
so
itself?
I don't want to like deep dive into this because there's a lot of it, and there's a lot
There's
of it
so
that we
much.
can't actually
Yeah.
access.
And we can't verify any of it, which sucks.
Yeah, and we're not about to sit there and spend hours upon hours looking through the Wayback Machine to try and see these like clippings from
Well,
websites.
no, I mean like plot progression. Did we
exactly.
get any of that?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
we do get a ton, but I think the main points are gonna lead us into the end of this whole thing.
Yes.
One of those main points being that Alpha Center, we get a much bigger and broader outcome of like what they're actually trying to do, which is weaponizing the Junsui. We are trying to, basically determine why they're weaponizing them, and we get this like, I guess we get told that they are bettering the Russian government, which I think is kind of like a bullshit.
Are you?
They're making Black
for the
Widows.
You're
party.
talking about a Marvel movie right now. Is that?
They're making Black Widows. Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah.
But
And it's funny you guys fucking say that.
yeah,
just-
because this is where we learn about School 3
Yep.
and where Rhea and Vera are a part of, and all the other Junsui that are, currently learning, training. But we find out that they are being trained as spies for the Russian government. And this is where we learn a little bit more.
Yeah, so this is where one of our Junsui main characters, I guess, Rhea, is going to discover the internet.
And we get all this from her journal. Like,
Yes.
This is like a journal entry that we are technically reading, but this is the TLDR of that journal.
Yeah, and you're going to find, throughout this entire experience, you're going to find a lot of journal entries from different people, mainly the Junsui. But this specific one led to a discovery which blew up this whole fucking story. And it's when Rhea discovered an iPad that had internet connection. Now, we can kind of assume that before this point, anybody that was a part of this group has been very heavily sheltered.
Absolutely
yeah,
sheltered.
the Russians definitely when they're
I just made a connection.
yes.
Oh.
I didn't even realize before
What's up?
in the video because we're getting the white room video
Yeah.
when she's yakking up and
Uh-huh.
everything. I don't think we actually kind of covered that.
We did
that
not talk
she-
about the throwing up video, no.
So
no, but it makes sense now, doesn't it?
she had
Yeah.
morning sickness.
Yes.
because
Yep.
because
Because, yes.
she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're getting into
We-
that in a second here.
We are absolutely there.
You are like
Damn it.
10 seconds ahead of Jason.
No,
I'm so happy that happened on
Jason,
air,
this
though.
is a-
No, I love
I am
that.
the rabbit. You are the dog right now.
I'll do my
Oh,
best.
man.
But no, I'm incredibly happy that you put that
I
connection together
totally
right
just
here.
made that connection right
It
there.
makes so much sense.
I'm
right?
gonna
Holy shit.
bird scooter you perfectly.
Please.
How did she discover the iPad?
So we are going to go ahead and talk about a an item that is not normally allowed within the confines of the Junsui.
Yes.
And thank you.
Are you talking about a yo-yo?
Not a yo-yo, no.
Is it a Chinese finger trap?
It's close.
Oh, okay.
I think it runs on the same algorithm. I'm not sure.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
No, so Rhea, I'm going to just give you a bit of background. Rhea was the Junsui's top operative. And I say operative because we're going to go ahead and equate these to, I'm sure most of you have seen, if not are knowledgeable about, the character known as Black Widow in Marvel.
Yeah,
right?
remember how there was a whole bunch of Black Widows? This is that.
This is actually the organization that Black Widow from Marvel is based on. And it's about these women that are just fucking kick ass.
They're genetically modified to be able to read like micro behaviors. Like,
yes.
If you twitch a certain way, they're like, "Oh, I know he's upset. I gotta cheer him up to coerce him and basically just seduce you and make you do what they want."
Top tier prostitutes.
I just
top
smell
tier agents
I just smell copyright infringement all over this.
on Marvel's side.
Yeah. Disney. Get
Who
your
came
lawyers.
out first? I think Marvel came out with this beforehand.
So
All
a little
right.
bird told me a great adjective for this. They're empaths.
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
empaths for sure.
Empaths.
Empaths for sure.
Empaths.
Oh, yeah, they definitely are empaths,
bless you.
where they can kind of, if they're talking to you, they can read what like you're feeling. So Rhea was ranked the top of her fucking class in regards to this whole like espionage thing that they're a part of, and regularly these women will get put on assignments. And the assignments are not exactly they're kind of demeaning. Two of the most popular skills that these women have are coercion and prostitution.
You could just say
Sexing.
seduction.
They're good at doing the sex.
They go and do both.
And that's
So-
relevant too. It's a sex thing too.
They
This year
Well, yeah.
or years.
Yeah.
Yes. So they use their sex appeal to get information, more or less, from unsuspecting clients. Go ahead, Mike. Thank you.
These clients are
Dick Wolf.
again. Keep in mind that they're using these agents for the betterment of Russia. So these clients are usually like political figures from other countries and people of importance that they need like blackmail on.
Right. And so Rhea, top operative, best in her class, especially when it comes to seduction and coercion, persuasion, getting people to tell them what they're not supposed to tell them. She is fucking fantastic at it. So she does this, and she is on assignment, and she's sleeping with whoever the fuck it is. I can't remember.
They don't tell you. It's just some
Yeah,
some politician.
unnamed politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Or-
said there is actually an excerpt that says
It
what
mentions them,
country
like-
it is,
yeah.
and I
Right.
forget what it
Yeah.
is off the top of my head.
It mentions
but-
them like one time.
Honestly, it doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
It's the content is what matters here.
Yeah.
So she's basically occupying this client.
She goes on like a 3-day bender
Yes,
with
it's
this guy.
a 3
that
day.
how it works?
It's a 3-day
Yes.
fuck fest. If we're being 100% honest about it.
Worst 3
but
days ever.
Sexcation.
on this 3-day sexual conquest of hers, she comes to find ownership of her client's iPad. Now,
She mentions. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No,
But
go ahead.
I like how she finds it.
This is
'Cause
becoming
in-
a common theme for
Sorry
Mike
to
to say. I don't want
I
to
don't
cut you off.
but I'm gonna.
but my inner
Well,
voice tells me I have to.
The way that
Please
she
go ahead.
she finds it, she mentions it in her journal entries that you find through like the archive
Yeah.
apps and everything. How after he left, she was sitting in the bed and she heard the vibrations coming from the bedroom, and she found this. She called it. She called
the
it a
electric window.
The electric window,
Electric
on
window.
the wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's
Not
like,
so
"Ooh."
smart, are we?
Oh, what the fuck? Well, so the Russians that are keeping her, the Junsui in general, they deprive them of
Yes.
any modern. They have no
connection to the
con-
internet.
no concept what technology is or anything
No
like that
wonder she
outside of
wants
what
to
they're
rise
given.
up.
Yeah,
So she finds this fucking thing, and now, after she looks like she fucks with it for a little bit to figure out what the fuck it is, and eventually she understands that she now has access to the fucking internet,
the World Wide Web,
and that's
man.
that's not
and
something
she makes the
you
warp.
want.
yeah, she she mentions that it's glowing, but it's not warm. And
Yeah, it's very
cool the way she
Stone
describes
Age.
it, yeah.
It's very Stone Age.
And then she mentions that she smuggles it back to the school to
And that's-
share it with her friends.
and that's
She made
that's the most important
Her
part.
sisters, I
So
guess I
she
should
brings
say.
this iPad home, and she now has connection to the internet. Okay, her and her, I guess we'll call them sisters because they're a sisterhood. They began
Black Widow.
exploring what the internet has to offer, and they were rightly confused by what the fuck they were seeing because, again, led very, 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 very sheltered lives.
Yeah, they mentioned
real
how
quick.
Yeah.
Do you think they have traveling pants?
they better.
The sisterhood of the traveling.
Are you saying they have matching outfits?
They have a traveling iPad.
I hope
There's-
so.
They have
I'm-
tracksuits.
I'm
I mean,
ima-
they're in Russia, so
I'm imagining like Japanese
Adidas.
schoolgirl outfits, but that's just me.
I would be very sad and disappointed if they all didn't have Adidas tracksuits and the sneakers.
Sisterhood of the
all-
traveling kimono.
They all.
So,
they
so
all-
would you prefer like Japanese schoolgirl outfits or like fucking Squid
They're
Game?
Russia. They have to have
Squid Game
Adidas.
tracksuits.
They have to have the tracksuits.
Okay, so
They
we're
have
going
to,
Squid Game tracksuit
because they changed
style?
teams.
So
They're not,
she mentions
if they were still
how she
partnered
brings
with
this
Japan.
tablet back to
Okay,
her
okay,
sisters,
Thank you.
and
yes.
they're
Thank you,
exploring
Mike.
the
Thanks, Mike.
internet, and
Uh,
they're like, "Oh, people are so mean on here. People will."
Yeah,
they're
so
like
they
watching
actually get
makeup
it-
tutorials and stuff.
And they get exposed to just the fucking raw internet,
like,
which
they mention
it's a very mean place. Yeah,
Yeah.
They mention
they're watching a video of a woman with a muted background, and she's just talking to the camera. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, people are just negative in the comments,"
Mhm.
and it's like, "Ooh,
Oh yeah,
that is the internet."
oh yeah, that's absolutely the internet. But the important part to take away from here is this is how they fucking find what's it called? Nippon Shin Isai.
Yeah.
This is how they find the company that is basically advertising them. And
Well,
this
one
is
of them.
right. They have a figurehead, and we all know that person as being the woman trapped in the white fucking room.
Mhm.
And this is where they find out about this. This is where they find out about how they are part of this elite group of people, elite group of humans who have like the perfect alleles to maintain the perfect race. And I understand I'm going to be quoting Hitler a lot when it comes to this, and I apologize. It's very hard not to.
They also noticed that at this point that the people that are running this school number 3 have been definitely in an essence, not kidnapping them, but holding them prisoners.
And they didn't know this beforehand.
No, they thought this
was
was how the
normal.
world was.
This is how life is.
Yep.
So this is, again, you've heard the name Vera. Again, this is the original, this is the account owner of Junko Junsui on Facebook. That blonde lady that you see, that's not her, but this is the account that she owns. Her name is Vera. She decides that she is going to start a rebellion from within to take over the Alpha Order.
Hell yeah.
And this is kind of how she
Have we
decided
mentioned
to...
the Alpha Order yet?
We have not.
The Alpha Order is
It's-
pretty much the company
it's-
that owns Alpha Centaur.
Yes. So
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's
So-
that's it. Yep.
so when
the
the
enemy.
the website was bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the website was bought. So during this whole experience, you're going to be able to see the website, and all of a sudden, you will not fucking be able to see the website anymore, and that is when this Russian company kind of takes over ownership of everything because they understand exactly how valuable these people are. Because, God, I hate going into Nazi territory.
Yeah, so basically you're what you're leading up to is now we're almost at where Vera is going to be
Yes.
Facebooking.
Yes, we are so close, and
So we're hitting it full circle almost.
yes, this is where the whole thing comes kind of full circle,
You
and this
get
is
a-
where the story ties together because
You get-
we are legit, mindset wise, this is where everything began.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah.
lot of information on this rebellion that takes place.
and I don't want to go too far ahead, though. The
So
gist
many
of,
heads.
yes, the gist of this whole point though is this iPad that was the property of a high
Profile.
high profile client
Yeah.
of the Junsui, which again we've already outlined. They escort these people, keep them occupied, yada yada yada. After finding this iPad, though, this is where Vera kind of finds out, and the Junsui find out about the internet, but most importantly, Facebook. And if you'll refer back to the very beginning of this episode, you will see that this whole thing started by sending out Facebook requests and just messages for information. And you can kind of tie that together how you will. It took a while to get there, but this is like we've just now hit the convergence point on when the actual ARG experience starts here versus like the actual information available to the Junsui. You know what I mean?
AKA smoking the meats.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Not what I was expecting, but I love it.
Not
There you go.
What?
It's Mark Zuckerberg when he was smoking his meats.
Yes.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sweet
Baby
Baby
Ray's.
Ray's.
We've hit-
He
we've
keeps
hit
it
full
on his
Sweet Baby
mantle and his foyer.
Now
God.
that it makes sense, now that
So
explains.
I'm just gonna see myself out. I'm sorry.
No. Good reference and stupid is all.
Well, you did this to me, all of you. You told me that this was a stupid zone of some kind.
It
This
is.
is the stupid zone
Oh,
for sure.
is
shit.
the stupid zone.
Beautiful.
So,
all right.
so now that we've hit Facebook,
And we've
Mike.
kind of gone full circle. Mike, what do you got for us?
Oh. So there. Essentially, if you dig deep enough, you get these documents and journal entries that you can find from Rhea and her sisters as well. If you start to read them, you start to figure out the timeline. Essentially, Rhea was just taken away from her sisters
Mhm.
because she was feeling unwell.
Mhm.
This is kind of where that video, those videos we get of that woman in that like white room,
the 15-minute
the
looping
15
ones.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where those kind of take place. Because in some of those videos, she is what seems to be ill. She is, like Mike mentioned before,
Light
throwing
bulb.
up. She's throwing up. She's obviously like clenching herself in pain and everything.
Uh-huh.
It is revealed that she is pregnant.
Perganinant.
Yeah.
Yes, she is pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Pregnart.
Which, from what we established earlier, the Junsui are not supposed to be able to get pregnant.
They are not.
They are
By
not
any
supposed to be
means.
able to. Yeah. So this is a mystery of its own. So Alpha Centaur wants to know what the fuck is going on here, so they kind of just take her away. Alpha Centaur is also like super confused in how they got access to the internet. Which, I mean, how are you that confused when you're sending them out into the world?
Right.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Also, doesn't make sense as well because, like, spoiler alert, they have this iPad for like a week and they're just fucking around on it. What iPad battery lasts a week? It's not like they didn't bring the charger with them. You know, they didn't know what it was. So
We know Apple products don't last
Yeah,
that long.
so-
Especially the old ones.
that makes no fucking sense. But the Junsui sisters, they end up basically, like Jason mentioned before, starting a rebellion
Yep.
against the Alpha Centaur, and they take over school number 3. They kill a lot of dudes.
A lot of people.
A lot of guys.
Yep. They
guys
fuck-
died?
You can see a whole timeline.
The guys died?
Guys in general, a lot of dudes are dead.
A lot
Wow.
of people just died in general, but
Yes.
there's actually a very well written out timeline
Yeah.
of exactly what happens when they
Jeez.
take
Yeah.
school 3 by force.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which it
There's
basically,
a lot of casualties.
you basically hear Wolverines, and then like
Yeah.
they just go.
Release the Wolverine.
And then they just go into it. Like, some Red October shit happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
didn't do that.
More or less.
Wolverine. Now I'm picturing Wolverine coming in with his. I know you meant the animal, but I'm
No, I
thinking,
meant from that's the mascot
You meant-
from the movie Red October.
God. Oh, you're right. Oh man.
The guy shouts
I'm
that.
still
as he's-
now I'm picturing them morphed together. This is terrible.
Almost
Wolverine
always.
and Wolverine.
Oh.
So this also, does anyone want to take over from here? Okay, so this kind of just goes into the general like discovery that a lot of the Jinsui have been killed as well. Whether it be from this rebellion or from overall just experimentation. And that includes Vera herself.
Yep.
She is now dead, and her sisters want them some fucking revenge.
Yeah.
There were some of the Jinsui that were reported missing, and these Jinsui you guessed it, are the Sisterhood,
Yep.
which is I guess, the remaining Junsui, the last of their kind, you
I
could kind
guess
of
the
say.
missing ones is kind of what they allude to.
Yeah, which
okay.
the Sisterhood is basically, what's the best way of putting it? I wouldn't say
They're a terrorist organization, is what
a
they're
terror-
labeled as.
yeah,
they're
they are.
labeled
If
as
you
a
want to
terrorist
sugarcoat it, they are an
organization.
extremist
Yeah,
organization.
they're labeled as a terrorist organization only because they're in the real world anyway, because of people thought this was such a real fucking thing.
Mhm.
But in the ARG world, they label themselves as the Sisterhood. These like group of these Jinsui that are getting revenge on this Alpha Centaur company.
Yep.
So they're not a real terrorist organization, but they have been labeled as one.
They've
Yeah.
actually been
in real
listed
life.
on a real life
Yeah.
Yes.
terrorist organization
because of
website.
how real this ARG got at a certain point.
Yeah, we will go over that like after we're done going over the facts.
Yes, we see things with like it get to the point where we see things with like Chilean hackers and like other groups causing like destruction and
Yep.
destruction havoc in the name of the Sisterhood, just to take down the Alpha Centauri.
So real quick, there's one point I want to make.
Yeah.
That is just it's a very small detail, but it's kind of a big detail. The Sisterhood is led by this third sister that we're now just kind of hearing about, whose name is Oksana.
Mhm.
She's the one that's kind of building this. She's like the main missing.
She's the missing
Junsui.
link for this whole fucking story.
Yeah.
And you pretty much just find out about her in this bit
Yeah.
of information.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
She's brand
Yeah.
fucking new
Yeah.
to this
Yep.
story.
Yeah. And it's funny too because this whole thing with the Chilean hackers and people causing havoc in the name of the Sisterhood, we will go over this, but like this was actually something that the main creators of this didn't actually have anything
Yeah, it just
to do
happened
with.
outside of it.
Yeah.
So that's just a fun tidbit for you.
Well, that's the danger you run when you fucking
Do an ARG.
Well, especially
One
one,
as good
like
as
this.
Yeah,
one
well,
that
so,
kind of just starts going.
so let's
It's
let's,
so closely knit to like real world events.
So here's the thing
Right.
that we're gonna get into this in like 30 seconds here because
Okay.
I'm about to wrap this bitch
That's
up.
true. Yeah.
Wrap
yeah.
this bitch up, Mike. Take us
So,
home.
We end on basically this bit with the Sisterhood up until it takes like I think a couple months until we get a little bit more information given to us. We get pictures of like what look like spy shots
Mhm.
of Rhea, and she is getting like into a car with what looks like, you know, her baby. So, and she is surrounded by these Alpha Centaur like security guards, you could
Yeah.
say.
As far as we know, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Rhea is alive, and she has her child still, and she is apparently able to go out into the world.
At least with
without-
like a detail of some kind.
Exactly, yeah. And that's kind of where this ends.
Unfucking fortunately.
Yeah.
This it's such a weird fucking story.
And it's such a cliffhanger of a just
Yeah.
no more information after
Yeah.
And
that.
it's just done.
So
Yeah.
this
It's
is
done now.
we're gonna get into some fun bits here. First and foremost, I know we've been calling it ARG this whole time, but we're
Yeah.
gonna do our classic real or fake. Loey, are you ready? On
Oh,
the
yeah.
count
Oh, yeah.
of three.
He's familiar.
On the count of three, say if you think it's real or fake.
So okay, here's the criteria.
Okay.
It's looking at the information given. Do not pay attention to the internet as a whole. Given like the information that you have received, is it real or fake?
Ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Fake.
Did you say fail?
I said real.
Oh,
It did sound like it said fail.
Fail.
Wait, hold on. Okay. How about this?
you're pulling.
This will probably be a first.
first on me. What was the no? What was the first one you said real? And I was like, no.
This
I forget.
Was
I
that
think that was the
Cap
first
3?
episode.
All right.
I don't think
I
it was
think it was
Strange
kept
Dream.
there.
Okay, so
Let's
how about
get
this? You and Doug, Mike, both said fail, and I also said fail too. Jason said truth, but I'm also
Two
on
fails and a truth.
I feel that I'm on the teeter-totter of fail and truth because part of this takes in truth, and
Well,
part of it is
lot of
Here's the
There's a
thing.
lot of truth to this story.
there's a reason for that, but there's also a lot of falseness to it.
Well, here's the
so-
fun thing. you say you can teeter, and it might be true. Especially Jason, you say it's true.
You also
But we
forget the
have-
criteria that I gave right before saying
That is true.
You're right, but-
If you're walking into this,
Here's some fun bonus criteria.
Mhm.
We have interviews from the creator.
Yeah. So this is most absolutely not real.
you're lying.
No, we
You're
have
lying.
We have definitive proof, but
Mr. Flip Flopper.
if you were to look at everything except this interview, it
He gives off
it
that.
is it's literally it's indistinguishable from something real
Yeah.
because they use
Yeah.
real world organizations, they use real world events, and they tie themselves to all of these things.
So,
There's no way you can say it's fake from that, but
Doug, you had some good information on the interview, yeah?
I do actually. So I appreciate your true
Truthness.
your true things.
thank you.
So I get it because there was a point where like even though
Even do
even though I know what I know, there's a point where like you get into this mythology and this like very deep rooted like timeline of like real world events that
and they start
you can-
stacking up, and they just keep fucking stacking up.
it's awesome to read about these different peoples and like where they come from and like how this has all been crafted.
Right.
But unfortunately, as most ARGs tend to go, we have a 2014 interview with the creators
Yes.
of this.
Whoa!
So we know for 100% facts.
He didn't hide himself well, huh?
Too excited for that.
No, yeah, we know for a fact that this is not actually real. The reason I said that I think it is real is because I think a lot of the events that happened are absolutely fucking real.
Right.
I think this is just a dramatization of said events.
One of the
honestly.
things that he put
Well,
it.
sorry.
You're
The interview with the creator is just kind of fun in general.
It
Especially
is,
if you
yeah.
look at Inside of Mind's video,
Yeah.
he actually has an interview himself as well, which
Yes,
is
he
fun.
does.
But it's wild the things that they're like, oh yeah, we did not plan on that happening.
Right.
Like there was a moment that they actually doxed a North Korean politician's
Yep.
phone number,
Yeah.
and they're like that that
That's a
shouldn't have
no-no.
happened. Yeah, they're like, well, this might cause an international incident.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, actually,
Yeah.
the creators didn't give two fucks.
that's true, but it got to the point where they were
They
like,
had to respond.
someone commented like, don't call this number.
Yeah,
because-
so a
Those
player
one-star
was
reviews weren't
actually
doing it, huh?
very involved in like diplomatic relations, like international relations, etc. And they're like, hey, like this is a real North Korean number, and the creators were like, yeah, we know, because they straight up invited us to North Korea because they thought our website was a actual military function.
like a security detail that we can hire.
So they kind of just played along, and they were like, yeah, like we do this stuff. Like, what are you willing to give us for this? And
Yeah.
like they took it too far for sure.
Yeah.
But it's funny. So the guys
But not
that created,
knowingly. They just
no,
this-
they knew.
Oh, yeah, no.
Well, I mean, too,
I think
like when you're with what they were trying to do, they weren't necessarily being like, "Hey, we want this to happen." They were
think they-
just
yes.
Right.
I think
they're
they
like
did.
this is a good story. We don't want our players to get hurt or like maliciously do anything wrong.
Right.
Obviously.
like, yeah,
But basically, to give you a little background on the two creators of this, we have Patrick Marcasano and Rob Outen.
who are these guys now?
So Patrick Marcasano, I don't have a good background on him, but I do know that Rob Outen was former Disney
Of
Yes.
course, you would have that. info.
Whoa!
and
Yeah.
is now, at the time, he is a video game writer.
I think he worked for 20th Century Fox at 1.2, if I'm not mistaken.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually go too deep into who these people were,
I mean,
but
as soon as you hear
He
those,
has a
names-
resume for fucking sure.
But it's funny because he basically explains how he wants to make the software to get the ARG actually off the ground and give like people an interactive experience. Basically, what this Rob Outen guy was doing was he was making written experiences for people, and they didn't really want a monetary thing out of it because they already had full-time jobs doing that.
Mhm.
It was more of just It's the mind. It's the brainchild of Patrick mostly.
Yeah.
And basically Rob just kind of made it happen.
He
made it
Sorry,
happen.
I'm picturing
He was the
Mike
Imagineer.
as Patrick
Yeah,
right
he was
now.
literally.
Just-
We call it
No, I watched this interview as well, and like the creators were so fucking thrown when like they saw the kind of traction they were getting,
Yeah.
especially on the global fucking scale. When they're sending, like, when your clues are being fucking translated into 12 different languages so
Yeah.
other people can also share along with it, you're doing something correctly, but you're also doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And that wrong thing is causing worry among 90% of the fucking people that are a part of this whole experience.
Well, the whole thing is
But that's also
they
also
just-
a right thing. Like, you're doing it right at that point
They
too.
they wanted the publicity, is what
And
it was.
they got
They
it.
definitely got it.
Yeah.
They did mention in one of the interviews, he did mention how season 2 was supposed to go into promoting their software that he was developing. So
Man.
this
Yep.
was leading, as all ARGs do,
They
to
lead somewhere.
some selling point.
I think
well, you
season
know who
1 was
killed it,
already
right?
in that one.
What'd you say?
You know who killed it, right?
Who?
It's fucking 4chan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did know
Yeah.
that.
Once 4chan
Yeah.
comes into play, everything's dead.
4chan took it to another level and basically killed off the whole ARG with all the allegations that were happening, with
Yeah.
all the scares that were happening. We have people in actual Chile fucking
They're like
starting to
leaving
do
notes
their
and-
own thing.
They're like leaving
and
notes
like,
and books and stuff.
basically,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
basically, what had happened at the time was that Chile was way far advanced with internet connectivity than most of like South America was,
Yep.
and they were, really interested in this whole thing. They actually went out to Chile and like fucking filmed some
Yeah,
stuff for
yeah.
the whole ARG.
Yep.
But people just took it too far. They were making their own videos, like where they're running up on cops and doing all the shit, and like just getting real crazy with things.
This was what 2014 again that this all
From 9
started.
to 2014, yeah.
Like,
When it
this
ended,
isn't old. This
Yeah,
isn't old
yeah.
at all.
No.
So
In-
to hear this,
Yeah. I mean, in
that's
the
not
AR
that's not out of the realm.
I would also like to mention a couple things with this ARG.
No.
If that's okay with you boys.
Yep.
Because I'm
Yeah.
gonna go on. I'm gonna say like a 2-minute rant.
Go, I'm here for
First
it.
and
I will
foremost,
take a shot. while
Hate
you're
it.
doing this.
This is awful. I hated this. And here's why.
Yep, turn the mics off. Mike's got a rant going.
So here's why. No, don't do it. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
talk
no.
into-
Keep his mic on. Keep ours.
Oh, okay, great. So here's kind of why I didn't like it too much. They're all turning it off so they can drink because I make them drink more.
Is mine still on?
Apparently. So you're in on this with me. So this ARG was probably the most convoluted one I think I've ever been a part of. And the reason being was, I think because they planned on doing a lot more in the future and never got to it, they're leading up to a bunch of stuff and were never able to fully finish it. Like, for example, the whole Google Maps, the coordinates leading to just a straight line. That has fucking nothing to do with nothing. It's just there for no reason. If you're going to make me put in coordinates, at least give me a reason to do that. But there was none. And the way that everything was set up and just full circled was very awkward to me. And I feel like they were trying to introduce aliens at one point because Alpha Centaur is, I mean, it's basically a ripoff of Alpha Centauri, which is a star system.
It's a star system.
So I feel like they're trying to introduce aliens
Well, wasn't
with the whole
Alpha
Junsui.
Centaur actually like a legit paramilitary operation
So here's the thing.
based in the
No.
exact location they said they were?
No, that's fake. There is a company called Centaur Alpha in Russia, which is just a trucking company.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's a
got
truck
it.
company that came into existence 4 years after the ARG.
Okay.
So they came up with the name just out of nowhere,
Damn.
which I'm assuming the name came from Alpha Centauri. They just made it into Russian,
It is sound
and that's
fancy.
where it came from.
The way it
yeah,
sounded though was
Yeah.
Alpha Center.
yeah,
It
but
never sounded like Centaur.
no, but Alpha Centauri. As
I get it,
there
I
could
get
be.
it.
You
Yeah,
get that.
I'm
I
just
get it.
the connection could be made because we have the Junsui, who are like these benevolent kind of alien-esque
I bet you-
creatures. You know what I mean?
I
Just
bet
because
you.
they're
I bet you
It's
$5.
one-off human.
yeah, they're their own branch of human. They're
Yeah.
not human in our sense. They're
I bet you
That's-
5. If you were to say Junsui to somebody, they would think that it was like Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I,
it is.
well,
It
no,
is
no, I know
Japanese.
it is, but they wouldn't tie it into
this.
Junko.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
But
to
all in
Russian.
all, all in all, this thing left me with like a bad taste in my mouth for how it was like the way you had to go about finding the information and everything. I liked the concept of them creating this fake website, this fake Google.
It's thorough.
You
That
have
part
these,
was cool,
You have the live stream of the woman in the
Yeah.
box, but the way they went about it, I just did not care for. It did not work for me.
So that it's funny you say that because it rubbed so many fucking people the wrong way.
Which I guess was their point. They're trying
Because
because
they didn't have a point.
Well,
They had no
so-
idea what the fuck they were doing.
So I could be wrong, but I vaguely recall seeing in one of the interviews that their point was to show that it is super easy for your information to go online and for anyone to get it.
and
And that's where them taking people's
Yes.
socials names and putting them into the ARG came into play. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. This whole thing,
that's the funny part though is
it got
like,
real interesting and then non-interesting real fast for me because a woman trapped and then Junsui, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But it just ended on such a bad
Honestly,
note. Again, because of 4chan, but it just ended so
Yeah.
badly.
To me,
Yeah.
the interactions is what like the interactivity between players and game masters,
Yeah.
which again, they didn't know what they were doing. They've in their interview, they even stated we don't know what ARGs are. Like
Mhm.
we didn't know what the fuck that was.
There was a
Yeah.
part where the dude was like, "Yeah, I used to sleep next to like our station,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I would
yeah.
just like kind of watch how things were going, and then I'd just hop on the station and like make up some new shit real quick."
Yeah.
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 They just wanted to keep people entertained, but they had no story to go about it. I feel.
There was no template, there was no rubric,
Yeah,
there was no like nothing to follow for them, and that's honestly why I enjoyed this so much because it was just raw
That's
creativity.
what took me out of it.
I'm
Personally.
not gonna say that they weren't also trying to do this to just make a little money on the side, but the way he literally said when he was like, "Yeah, so if you dig deep enough and everything, you get to the point where it's like, well, if you want more information,
again, in
give
the-
me a
yeah.
little money here." And he made it seem like, you give me like $1
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Well,
but it's
yeah.
like, who knows what they were asking for and everything, and because of the fact that information was taken away or because of not being there when it was actually dropping and everything.
That's the biggest issue people had.
And I will
was
say
not
again,
being around when it happened.
He mentioned that season 2 was basically going to be a marketing ploy for his software.
Yep.
So he does mention that this whole thing was going to wrap into software. marketing.
Besides Disney, and then what'd you say? Who else?
I think he worked for 20th Century Fox.
I remember this. He worked on one of the Metal Gear Solid games too.
I remember seeing that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, at this point, we have this dude who's a very obviously he's writing for video games. He's been working for high
Smart
profile
guy.
companies.
Yeah.
He just I don't know. He just kind of ended it. And to be honest,
He had no choice. I mean, they literally just went
I
out of
get
their
that.
hands, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we have to stop people.
To be fair, once North Korea gets involved and is
Yes.
hitting you up personally, that's when you stop.
Yeah.
That's when you just don't go
You
forward.
got too creative.
Yeah.
Green is not a creative color.
Green
Remember
is
that
not a
always.
creative color.
well, like you guys said, 4chan was just
Oh yeah,
like,
4chan
yeah, and
killed the fuck out
this
of it.
is
4chan
this
does
is our baby
does
now,
that.
Well,
not yours.
At this point, do we want to say something to the people? The
Yeah,
beautiful people?
I think it's about that
What do
time.
you
We've
do?
pretty
Oh,
much
man.
covered all
This has been
the
a
things.
ride, guys.
It has been a ride.
Yeah.
So,
Do you
Jason,
enjoy yourself, Mike?
Oh,
Jason, do you have anything you want to say to the people?
I mean, fucking always. When going on to Ancestry.com and spitting in that little cup, be prepared to realize that your family line is not where you thought it was from, and you should get very, very, very incredibly paranoid about that, especially if Russia's involved.
Yeah, I would agree.
Just be paranoid.
I
Just
would
be
s-
paranoid.
One of the things I want you all to do for me is I want you to go to your local dentist. First off, rate them 5 stars. And then
not one
ask,
star.
ask them if they have any loose teeth that
Just
you
some
can
molars.
I know someone who wouldn't rate their dentist 5 stars.
Yeah, same. Sorry, Nate.
Oh no!
But ask them if
He
they have
has
any,
no wisdom.
if they have any loose teeth
Or teeth.
that you can take. If they say no, take their teeth out of their
Well,
mouths
Also,
because Orthon is getting hungry. And
can you feel him again?
I can't stop.
Are you like in tune with him again?
It's starting to.
Was it the connection last time?
It's yeah. I feel like butter spread across too much bread. It's very. I feel thin. So we're gonna see how this plays out. I'm very.
You need some KY jellies. You can dump into that bitch.
I do. Doug, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. So, as per usual, I need you to pull out your fattest peen. And I'm not talking about. I'm not talking
Yours.
about. I'm not talking about anyone else's, but I'm talking about your fattest peen. And you're gonna take that peen, all right, and you're gonna spread it. You're gonna
With it like the butter.
You're gonna spread it like you want to see every vein.
Like any condiment.
You want to stretch it out, and you want to see every
said
vein
that
in that
like
thing.
I know.
And when you stretch it, you're gonna see that
The map to
Lemuria.
Narnia.
It is a map to Narnia, but that is besides the point. The point is, NordVPN is not a sponsor on this episode.
Speaking of, I wouldn't say sponsor, but
You can shoot for the stars.
are we gonna let Loey finish this one out?
I would love for him to
So,
finish this
man.
out.
If we're gonna
sign off.
if we're gonna have you sign off, I just want to mention a few quick things. One, linktree.com/deludipod. You can. That's where all of our things are. That's where our merch shop is. All of our socials. Patreon.com/deludipod. We have multiple tiers on there. If you want to chuck in whatever you can, we would appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. Our buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/deludipod. But let's be real.
It's beer.
It's beer.
It's beer.
And then if you and any of our socials is either at DeludipOd or it's going to be at Don't Look Under the Internet, especially YouTube. YouTube is at Don't Look Under the Internet. You could go to Spotify, give us 5-star rating. We're at like 52 now, which is fucking incredible.
52?
Yeah,
Jeez.
we're at 52
on Spotify.
How do you find that? Because I've looked for it and I have not.
Literally, just go to our page and scroll all the way to the top. It's right there. But we're at 52, which is
people.
incredible. If we can get more, that really helps us out. Same with iTunes.
Yeah,
Rate us-
honestly, any ratings that you can give us will just
tell
fucking help us.
Tell your friends to rate us. I don't care what it is. If we get 100 ratings, I will buy a tooth costume and I will go to my local dentist and get a cleaning, and I will have someone here film it.
Bet.
So
you guys heard it here.
but we need 100 Spotify reviews. Okay.
Sounds amazing.
You can go to our Google voicemail. You can leave us a text or leave us a voicemail. If it's a voicemail, we will play it in the episode.
We're running
Jason?
out. We're running out.
We are running out, so give us more
I think
voicemails.
we have like 2 left.
Yeah,
maybe.
well, 3. We have one in a text that they recorded.
yeah,
But
you're right.
So we have like 3.
Yeah.
But that voicemail number is 630-909-9366. One more time, that is 630-909-9366. Loey, do you want to finish this off?
Oh man, I so interrupted you when you did that second time with the phone number.
Oh, it's
is that so?
It's coming, Mike. It's coming.
100%.
Keep on your toes.
So angry.
Keep on your toes,
Just
everybody.
leave you with a. I don't have any coolness of your guys'.
No! Damn it.
I'm glad we
But,
all got bored on that one.
That's
We
gonna
were
be
hell
fucking
to
ready.
edit, but it's fine.
The trigger was ready. Good old fashioned zip zop zippity doo bop.
Ooh.
I fucking hate you guys.
Love that.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. We are fucking out. We will see you next week.
Yeah, we love you, and as per usual, fuck you.
Damn.